Well. Look what we have here today. Final four. UCLA versus UConn, South Carolina versus Texas. Now, before we get into this video, we have a lot to talk about today. We have the Final Four. We got some more transfer portal madness. We also have a Caitlin Clark clip. We're going to get that out the way quick and easy. Nothing really to talk about with that, but we'll get to that near the end of the video. But first things first, that's some very important business to take care of. The Final Four. Now, I hate to be that person that says, I told you so, because who wants to be that guy? But I kind of predicted this Elite Eight to Final Four. UCLA and LSU, South Carolina versus Duke, USC versus UConn, and Texas versus TCU. Now, this game right here was more of a coin flip. It was like, okay, USC, UConn, Juju versus Page, but we know what happened, so we didn't get that. And, what UConn did to USC. And now we have this as our Final Four. Now, it is still considered March Madness, even though it's April. So instead of just predicting the games and just say they're gonna win a championship game, other news, let's get out of here. I'm going to predict how each team, not even just predict, but the game plan how each team should play going to this Final Four for them to make the championship. Starting with South Carolina versus Texas. I'll make this as short as possible. This is going to be a dogfight. This is going to be a great game. Starting with Texas. We all know what happened the last time. Let's go down memory lane. You know what happened the last time these two teams played each other? South Carolina almost dubbed Texas in the SEC championship game. And the time before that, Texas beat South Carolina. So Texas, they kind of have the formula. It just didn't work in this game. Now, Texas. Madison Booker. You remember this, right? Remember when you did this? She can't effing guard me, right? You told Bree Hall she can't effing guard you. And 30 days later, see what happened.
I won't say no names, but I will say that a special somebody said she can't effing guard me. So I said, oh, okay, got you.
Yeah. So Madison, my question to you is, Madison, what are you going to do about that? I'm going to let her talk to you like that, Madison? Because honestly, I don't want to say it's a legacy game, but this game right here is a big game for you, Madison. You cannot come out here in the Final Four, because it's one thing for the SEC championship, because that's one thing, but it's not the this. That's one thing to hold up. Oh, use this as an example, right? It's one thing to hold up the SEC championship trophy like this, right? But it's another thing to hold this one up at the end of the season, beginning of Madison. This is going to be a big game for you. You cannot come out here and sell and shoot 4 of 13, April 13th from the field. You cannot shoot tour dates in this game. We need Madison from last game. When they played TCU. Madison, you have to lock in. You cannot have 10 points, 10 rebounds and think that's enough versus a team like South Carolina that has the experience and not just Final Fours, but in championships. So, Madison, if you want to take this team between you, Rory, O'Daker, Taylor, if y'all want to go to this championship and break everybody's brackets, I suggest y'all lock in. Taylor Jones, you know what to do. Glass clean, make your layups. Because that's what a lot of these teams that's played South Carolina in this tournament have not done. is finish around the rim and miss a lot of free throws. If you make your free throws, you shoot 12 or 14, which is cool, but you have to make your free throws when they foul you. You have to make everything count. When SC is caught slipping, you have to punch them in the mouth early. Because other than that, you keep playing with them and you keep throwing these little punches. South Carolina not finna play around. Because we're going to get on them in a second. Anyway, Taylor Jones, you know what you got to do. Make your layups, glass clean, take your time around the rim, and be good. And them, you know what to do. But you cannot come out here and play 21 minutes and put up a deuce. Mm-mm. Not versus SC, you got to have at least 8 to 10. You got to score. Rory Harmon, it's going to be a big game, playmaking wise. Because they're going to try to put a lot of pressure on you. This 14 is solid, but you got to at least get at least 8 to 9 assists this game. It's going to be a big game. This is a big game. Not just herself, but the University of Texas. Shay, oh yeah, you definitely can't have this. 27 minutes of cardio with one free throw? Absolutely not. You got to knock down your shots. 0 for 4, 0 for 7. Cannot have this versus South Carolina in a stage like this. Kalo Daker, go out there and be the unit that you are. We remember what you did versus TCU. You got a steal and you got a hand one. If if South Carolina allows that to happen, if they let Kayla Odecker go coast to coast and get and ones and let her be a unit in the post, it's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be a long day. So I mean, you gonna have to stop the unit off the bench. You'll have to. Now, South Carolina said it all year. May not have the height that they had in the past, but they have the experience. That's why I always compare them to the 2022 Warriors because they didn't have the height. Kevon Looney was the center and he was glass clean to get all the rebounds. They may not have the height, but they have the experience in games like this to say, you know what, they not effing with us. They not ready. Found an interesting clip of Bree Hall. Let's go ahead and watch this, shall we?
Yes, I use everything for Fields and Fire. I'm a crash out low key, so I just like almost like find something that makes me mad before every team and just kind of try to use it. So
Oh, is that right?
yes, I use everything for Fields and Fire. I'm a crash out low key, so I just like almost like find something that makes me mad before every team and just kind of try to use it.
So it's like MJ. When MJ used to the stories, he just makes stuff up.
Yeah, I literally will. Or I'll find like one little thing that somebody might have said about me or whatever, and I'll be like, oh, okay, like, okay.
Okay. So again, remember when a sophomore is talking to you like this, right? You let a sophomore give you a bucket and then talk to you crazy. Bree Hall, what are you going to do about that now? Let's say if Madison is getting off getting buckets and she talk crazy again, what you going to do about it? You said it yourself. You low-key a crash out.
Yes, I use everything for Fields and Fire. I'm a crash out low key, so I just like almost like find something that makes me mad before every team and just kind of try to use it.
So it's like MJ. When MJ used to the stories, he just makes stuff up.
Yeah, I literally will. Or I'll find like one little thing that somebody might have said about me or whatever, and I'll be like, oh, okay, like.
You know what? Makes sense. I understand it now. You know why? Makes sense why Bree Hall was like this versus Caitlin Clark in last year's championship game. I'm talking about fingers in Caitlin Clark's skull in a championship game. It makes sense now. I get it. Look at this. You talking about Dejanay Carrington? Look at this. Look at this. And it makes sense because not last season, but the season before last, Iowa played South Carolina in the championship Final Four. I don't remember what Caitlin Clark did to Raven Johnson. I'll insert the clip if I feel like editing this video.
Ball. Watch Caitlin Clark, left side. She doesn't even look at her. Waves her hand as if to.
I ain't worried about you. I'm not a shooter. I ain't worried about you. Sent Raven through depression. You know that? So I was low-key glad they got get back on Caitlin Clark, but that's neither here or there. I'm talking about, do you see her fingers? This is like Mortal Kombat. Let her see nothing. So now will you have the same approach with Madison Booker, Bree Hall? Because I feel as if just going off of what she said, right?
Yes, I use everything. Yes, I use everything for Fields and Fire. Yes, I use everything for Fields and Fire. I'm a crash out low key, so I just like almost like find something that makes me mad before every team and just kind of try to use it.
So it's like MJ when MJ used to the stories. He just makes stuff up.
Yeah, I literally will, or I'll find like one little thing that somebody might have said about me or whatever, and I'll be like, oh, okay, like, okay. Yes, I.
Just watching this again, I feel as if you call Bree Hall by her government name, like the name on her birth certificate, she might F around and drop a career high. She might F around and really be Klay Thompson. 60 with 11 dribbles. Brianna Hall, get in here and clean this room. She dropping 40. So again, Madison Booker coming here talking crazy. What are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna do this? Or you gonna let her come in here and do what Caitlin Clark did to y'all 2023? So it's gonna be up to y'all, South Carolina, because you know what you gotta do. Y'all already beat them. Almost dubbed them. So get it done. Do it again. But on a higher stage this time. Because the thing about South Carolina, they look kind of beatable. I mean, they only been winning by some free throws. Outside of this game really don't count. Indiana, that was a dogfight. It's about second half. And in the next two games, they won by 4 points off of free throws. Look kind of beatable, but again, this is South Carolina that has experience down the end of games and know how to clutch up. So now you have to do it again. Chloe Kitts, it's going to be a big game for you on the glass. Gonna have to box out. Everybody's gonna have to box out on both sides. What was it, 35 to 37 on rebounds? It's going to be a big rebounding and defensive game. If Chloe Kitts come out here, make her mid-range shots, don't get nervous. You're gonna have to box out O'Daker, Taylor, and them, Madison. Know what you gotta do. Fagan, Sanaya Fagan, you too. You have to put a body, box out. Bree Hall got you out the way. Raven Johnson. Both of y'all can't come out here and drop no deuce. like, like I get it. Y'all not really primary scorers. Y'all more of defenders. But y'all can't come out here and drop a deuce. Not to. That's it. I mean, Ravens, you playing almost the whole game. Gotta knock down your shots. Play your defense, knock down a couple shots, get your rhythm going. Because, Raven, let's not forget what you said about Indiana. Y'all don't need a Camilla. Y'all don't need a Ashlyn Watkins to win these games because y'all got dogs. Y'all don't got puppies. Y'all got Chihuahua. Y'all got big dogs, right? You got them German Shepherds, them Pit Bulls, them Rottweilers. You got dogs on this team. So I'm expecting to see that dog mentality going to this Final Four and maybe the championship. Tahina, knock down your shots. You're open, you gotta knock them down. Don't start playing and missing shots because Texas, they gonna be pushing. So you gotta get back on defense, no complaining, and get back in your set. Joyce Edwards, Joyce gonna be Joyce, gonna contribute how she can. By Laser for Wiley, you already know what it is. Get up and down the court, make your shots, put on a show for the people. You got signature shoes, put on for them. Put on for the Curry brand. Tournament Tessa and the Tesla. Put down your shots. This is your time. All you gotta do is spot up shooter. Knock your shots down. But other than that, this is gonna be a good game. Again, I'm not gonna predict who's gonna win because I'm gonna give you guys the game plan how all four teams can end up winning because this is March. Let's not forget. It is technically April, but it's still March Madness. A month of madness. A month of WTF. A month of how did this happen? A month of how is this even possible? How is this happening? So there is a possibility, still a chance, that Texas could upset and break a lot of brackets. But of course, South Carolina is the heavy favorite to not just win this game, but potentially win it all, except for ESPN. But as long as SC plays like SC and knock down their shots, they gonna win. Push the ball transition because I don't see Texas pressing. If Texas presses, it's gonna be interesting because Malaysia for Wiley is really fast. She's gonna get up and down the court, do what she does. They have a really good press break. But South Carolina, they gotta go on a run. Don't play with your food with Texas because Texas are F around. And it's gonna be the same thing that happened the first time Texas played at C. 4 point game. Even though Madison shot 7 of 22, it's gonna be a big game. So don't let this happen again, SC, or you know what time it is. Anyways, let's get on to the other side of the bracket, UCLA versus UConn. This will also be a good game in a dogfight because UCLA, you know what they're going to do. Give Lauren Betts the ball, let her go to work. You see how they treated LSU. Where is that? See how they treated LSU. It was literally Lauren Betts get the ball and go to work. And I've seen a lot of people was upset because Lauren Betts was throwing them elbows like Shaq from back in the day. Lauren Betts was looking like Shaq in the post, pushing players together, causing Nismoro to I don't know if she broke her nose, but made her nose bleed, I should say. So you already know what their game plan is. Give her the ball, let her go to work. Kiki Rice, slash to the basket, Jania Barker. Jania Barker, she needs to be guarding Paige. If I'm Corey, UCLA's head coach, I need Jania Barker guarding Paige Beckers. And you can switch off with Kiki Rice. But them the only two players need to be guarding Paige. I don't know about anybody else. Because look what happened when you put Jania Barker on Juju Watkins. Look what happened. After I told y'all over and over and over and over and over again, put Barker on Juju, and look what happened. If you want to upset UConn, which is the heavy favorite from ESPN to win this championship, you need to put the length on the bucket. You got to put the lengthy defensive players that have the lateral quickness to guard Paige Beckers. Because you know what Paige been on, but we're not on UConn yet. Lauren Betts get the ball. Jania Barker guarding Page. Switch off for Kiki Rice, but everybody else got knocked down their shots. Tania Gardner, she's a shooter. Hawkeye is a shooter. Lundeezy London Jones is a shooter. Um, Everybody else contribute. In fact, let's pull up their stats from um last game. UCLA. Let's look up their last game versus LSU, shall we? Look at their stat line. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of Lauren Betts. You got to get more than 7 rebounds though. You too big for that. 7 boards, that's it. But yeah, the goal is gonna be give her the ball and go to work. Gardner off the bench with 15 all threes. Um, Hawkins is a shooter. Um, Everybody else pretty much played their part. And as far as UConn goes, my game plan, you got to get Lauren Betts out of there because I don't know how a Yana L. Effie and Sarah Strong is going to have to deal with a um, Lauren Betts. So that's the last thing I want is them getting in foul trouble. But you have to be aggressive getting Lauren Betts out because when she's out of the game, it's going to be a lot easier for them to score. So my game plan is to attack the basket as much as you can, draw as many fouls, get in a bonus early, get their best players out of the game, out of their game, and they're going to the championship because realistically, you see what UConn was on. Remember what UConn was on, right? How they treated USC. Let's pull up these stats. Because I'm not going to forget and let go of the fact that I watched a freshman cook a grad student. And shout out to Sarah Strong for being the National Freshman of the Year. I mean, come on now, like, I mean, it's kind of a close second, but not really. Because Sarah Strong, as I've said in the past, it may not be this year, but Sarah Strong has so much upside to the point where she might be National Player of the Year candidate in the near future. If not next season, her junior year, National Player of the Year candidate. I've seen enough. I don't need to see anymore. She's what, 18 doing this? 19? Crazy. So if I'm UConn, Sarah Strong has to be clicking like this, 22 and 17. LFE, it's gonna be a big game for you down on that post dealing with Lauren Betts. Do not get in foul trouble because you know Lauren Betts is gonna come out and be very aggressive. Hopefully not too aggressive to where she foul out the game, but well, for UConn that's what you want, but for UCLA you don't. Just gotta hold your ground between you and Sarah Strong. Chen, do what you do. Knock down your shots. Be aggressive. AZ, you better not come out here shooting no 3 or 14 because that ain't cutting it versus a UCLA that has. Because this is not like a little team. This is a big team. You know, they play a lot of defense too. They're not defensive minded, but they are a defensive team. So easy for you gotta knock down your shots. Don't come out here and start bricking. And Paige, seen a stat last game that Page averages 37 a game. This is not normal. This is not passive Page. This is give me the ball and I'm gonna get this bucket Page that I'm seeing right now, the Hopkins Page. So if Page get off, that's why I say you better put your height, your length, and your lateral quick defenders on Page. Because other than that, if I see players like again, you could switch with like Kiki Rice, but if I see players who on this team? Like who plays? Box score. Excuse me. If I see players like, I mean, Tamia Gardner, maybe, but I'd rather her guard like Sarah Strong or maybe AZ. I bet not see London Jones. No. Because the last time you tried to put London Jones on a player bigger than her, it didn't work out. With Juju. Do not put her on page. That's not going to work. I better see either Kiki Rice or Barker alternating switching on page. Simple. So other than that, Paige going for 40. She not that fooling around, bro. Again, this isn't the same page. This is a different page. This is I can't even talk, bro. But yeah, Page. If they have this anybody guarding Page, they're gonna get off. And what happens is with a team like UConn, when Page is on, man, how I get to the? Okay, hold on. Here we go. Because the thing about Paige, once she gets on, everybody eats. Let's go to the game where she dropped 40. Yeah, this one. Because what happens is defenses, they start to just focus more on Paige, which then makes it easier for Sarah Strong to score, AZ to score, a KK, a Swiss Army knife to score, Chen get her layups in, maybe a three or two in, because Paige is getting off. So if I'm UCLA, put your best defenders on me. Mom line. But yeah, that should be another good dog fight of the game tomorrow. So these should be some good ones. Hopefully it's not blowouts, because if it's a blowout, somebody will be canceled. You already know. So that is that. I mean, we pretty much know from the standard point who should win. Some may say South Carolina and UConn, maybe it's UCLA and Texas, or maybe it's South Carolina and UCLA, or is it UCLA or UConn and Texas, or UCLA and Texas. But who knows? We'll see. But these are going to be some two good games for sure. Next, we have in our rotation. Oh yeah, oh yeah, we did this thumbnail material, 100%. Shout out to Lauren Betts for winning the Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, again, Lauren Betts is 8 foot tall. She averaged what 3 to 4 blocks a game. Close second is probably Hannah Hidalgo, but then even then, she's more of a stealer. Now, if Hannah was getting blocks, then I understand it. Now, Lauren Betts, she's sending layups to the cheap seats, maybe out the arena at times. Like you see these seats way up here. These seats, that's what layups is getting sent at half the time with Lauren Betts. Anytime you try to go to the basket, as she should. So anyway, congrats to both Sarah Strong and Lauren Betts on their awards. Now let's get into this transfer portal. When I seen this, I said, "Boy, ain't no way, boy, ain't no way. You gonna let Avery Howell walk off the campus? You can't let this happen, bro." I don't care what you got to do. 'Cause I understand this is not the W. You can't just sign players. I mean, kind of can with NIL, but you don't want Avery Howell to leave. Avery Howell leaves, that just throws off the shooting of the team. Because Avery was probably the most consistent shooter. You let her walk off campus and go to a new school. Ooh. Gonna have to attack that portal heavy. I mean, I already said that in the past, but you let her go to a new school? Yikes. Anyway. Um, but see, this is the thing about the transfer portal, too. Why is everybody leaving? Everybody just getting up and leaving, going to new schools. Because if that's the case, I'm just thinking NIL and the new CBA, when that's in effect, I'm just assuming the NIL is going to be absolutely insane. To where it's gonna make players think like, you know what? I'm making so much money in college. I might not like going to class, but I'm getting paid. Not only is it financial aid, but I get NIL money. Oh yeah, I'm not going to the league yet, unless I absolutely have to. And that's just what happened with Flau'jae Johnson. I didn't expect her to go to the draft anyway. But Flau'jae is, I believe, 22, which is the age requirement to go to the W. But again, I didn't expect her to go to the league right now anyway. But again, it's NIL money. It's going to hit. But we'll see. Anyways, Avery Howell, who stepped for USC, Juju Watkins season an injury, has entered the transfer portal. Surprising decision, definitely, considering she's likely will have a larger role for the Trojans next season due to Watkins' extended absence. That's what I'm saying. Even though it is 7 points, she averages 40% from the 3 point line. She shoots 40% from three. Why would you let that walk away? Now, for players like three ski, AG, it makes sense. Because AG, I believe she's a class of 22. Not mistaken. What? Classes. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Uh, 5'9". It's a sophomore. Yeah, so. Oh, wait, so she's in the same class as you joining me. She was an All American. I thought she was an All American. But anyway, I understand Aaliyah Gales, AG, three ski. We call her three. I understand her because it's like you kind of want to showcase your skills at this point. She's gonna be a junior next year. Who wants to just be sitting on the bench the whole time? Up 30, down 30 is the only time you get in the game. Came here freshman year, got into an accident, a pew pew accident, ended up getting shot, came back fully healthy and still not getting in the game. Like it gets to a point where you want to showcase your skills at the highest level. She can't really showcase it at USC, so I mean, if she does end up leaving, going to a new school by the time this video drops, I mean, it kind of makes sense. But Avery, oh, you let her walk. There's something going on. You can't let that walk away because that shooter. When Juju went down, it was her and Kennedy carrying the team. Outside of Kiki, you can't let that happen. Anyway, Olivia Miles, we talked about this. Now, there was a post on YouTube. Let me see if I can pull it up really quick. Now, I came across this post. Shout out to Fly Hippie. Excuse me. I came across this post, right? Treating people right is better than posting Bible verses that you don't even practice. Can't treat people bad, then hide behind religion. And allegedly, it was reposted by Olivia Miles, right? Again, this is around April 1st, so I don't know if they're trying to say it's April Fool's or whatever, but they said this is Olivia's page. And some people are saying that Olivia Miles was trying to throw shade at Hannah Hidalgo allegedly. So I don't know. And then again, he went on to say that there is no TikToks or posts anything with Hannah Hidalgo. So yeah, you guys let me know how you feel about that. Do you feel as if this was shots at Hannah? Because remember last year, Hannah was pretty much canceled for what she posted on her Instagram story about same gender marriages and her belief system on that. And now we have things like this: treating people right is better than posting Bible verses that you don't even practice. Can't even or can't treat people bad, then hide behind religion. And again, this is posted by Olivia Miles. A lot of people are saying that it's kind of throwing shade at Hannah. So you guys let me know how you feel about that. And speaking of Notre Dame, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Notre Dame, y'all might be fried. Y'all might be cooked. Y'all might be well done. Steak, well done. Because how's the entire team going? Like everybody on the team except Hannah Hidalgo and Cresson Cass Prosper are the only two players left on the team. Everybody going. From the graduates and the transfer portal. Kylie Watson didn't even play this last season. Because the season before that, I believe she tore her ACL or something like that in the ACC tournament. She didn't play this entire season to then say I'm transferring. And then there was a player last year that tried to transfer, but then decided to stay. So I believe now she's definitely leaving now. So you mean to tell me Hannah Hidalgo pretty much got the Will Smith? Or in the W terms, she got hit with the Marina Mabry. Everybody's going. To the point where they not even going to the draft. They just don't want to be a Notre Dame. See, my biggest red flag with Notre Dame is with Hannah. I believe with Notre Dame, they just got so used to Hannah being option one based off her freshman year. It's like, you know what? Hannah Hidalgo's, this is her team now. And with Olivia Miles, prior to her ACL injury, it was like, she was the truth. Like, she could hoop. She was hitting buzzer beaters and all kind of stuff. Now, this is Hannah's team. They let Hannah do whatever. Hannah could crash out, and the coach not doing anything. So, excuse me. So now they in rebuild phase. Now we can really tell if Hannah is quote unquote better than Juju because now nobody's there. No Sony, no Maddie, no Leah, no Kylie Watson, no KK Bransford. You don't have Olivia Miles. Keiko Val is leaving. There's a couple of the other players is leaving as well. So this whole team is done. They're cooked. Anyways, let's keep going. Yeah, so here's the Keiko Val, who was ranked fifth in the class of 24, has also put her name in the portal. Emma Rish, who really didn't even play unless, again, like Aaliyah Gales, they're up by 30 or down 30. She's leaving. Kylie Watson, a big, put her name in the transfer portal 6'4". Shoot. This is why I say if I'm USC, I'm attacking this portal heavy. Let it be me. One day I'm gonna do a 2K video, just getting the best players they could possibly get. I'm telling you, they'll be a nasty team just off of hype. But let me do that because some of y'all don't know what y'all doing. Um, and then combination graduation players is Citron, Maddie, Leah, Liza Carlin. They're pretty done. Appears to dealing with severe roster deficit heading into 26 season. Flauget not going to the draft. Will turn 22, which is the age requirement, and I believe she's not going to the draft. At least I don't think so. So there's that. Jetta go to Iowa State. Yep, we knew that. We knew that already. Um, More losses for LSU. We need some morals off to the W, which we know. Flauget, I don't think is going to the W. Samaya Smith has entered the transfer portal. And last tier is also in the transfer portal. I was just thinking to myself after they just lost to UCLA, you know who needs to leave? You really know who needs to leave and find a new home? Aaliyah Del Rosario. You know why? Let's pull up her stats really quick, right? Chat, hear me out, right? Just hear me out for a second. Del Rosario is 6'6" and doesn't even get in the game. So basically, you just saying she just big. That's it. She need to go to a new school where her height will be utilized. I'm saying she too big to just not get in the game. 2 points, 2 rebounds. The last time I saw her play was last season. I ain't seen her play at all this year. Played 1 minute. You basically just stretched and got out the game. You just up, get out. Like that's it. That's crazy. Del Rosario has to even find a new home. But I mean, if she's happy where she's at, I mean, I can't really tell her what to do. But she wouldn't go to the W. You averaging 6.5 minutes. That ain't like what is that? You're 6'6". You should be in the post looking like baby Shaquille O'Neal from back in the day. Yeah, I mean, but again, if she's happy, then that's on her. But personally, I don't think her height is utilized at LSU more than it should be. Um, Ole Miss coach Yo reloads, securing commits a 6'4" rising superior forward Latasia Lattimore out of Virginia. 5'9" rising superior senior, super senior guard Caitlin Peterson from UCF, and 6'1" rising senior forward Jayla Murray from Wichita State. Interesting. Silva selects TCU. Scott's on the Baylor. AZ sticks around. We've seen this already. Tonight Latz is leaving. We know this. McMahon. Now, what's interesting is I've been seeing a lot of posts with McMahon and LSU. Cody McMahon to LSU? Be interesting. Get Flauget, Michaela, Cody. Now, Cody, you can't come out. You can't come to LSU and start crashing out like how you did with Ohio State. That's not gonna work. Cause I seen the videos, you flipping off Iowa fans and you crashing out cause y'all lost. Kimmy not going for all that. You'll sit out half the season. You see how she did Angel Reese. Uh-uh. So, I mean, we'll see. I did find a little edit clip of Kim Mulkey looking at flaws. It's a joke. But I might edit it in here somewhere. I try to edit. But yeah, we'll see. Um, anything else? I did see earlier that Jada Curry is going to the W. So again, Valkyries. The last name is Curry. You know what to do. Get what's her name? Y'all might get Anissa Moro, top five pick, and get Jada Curry. The last name speaks for itself. Okay, yeah, we know that. So that's pretty much all I have for that segment. Now let's get into this Caitlin Clark segment real quick, and then we're going to get out of here. So I came across this clip of Cece act gay. Question marks. Little girls like he because she's white. That's how you know he or she was mad and so frustrated and trying to get this video out as fast as possible. Look how they typed this. Little girls like he because she's white, but we get him to say her. Are we being for real right now? So let's watch this real quick.
Make it long-term commercially viable.
Two things. I think it has to show up in our storytelling and it has to be encouraged by our families.
Yeah.
To me, right? And so covering the WNBA this past season, Caitlin Clark's rookie year, for all of the conversation that surrounded her, some which was fair and some which wasn't, the one thing that I cannot deny is the amount of little girls that were showing up to follow her. Little girls with their parents and the fervor and the energy there.
Why her?
Same thing.
Why her?
Well, I was just about to say same thing for Angel Reese when I had a chance to cover their games. But I think Caitlin represented, and again, some of this to me probably is not fair to her because it was not anything that she said or was truly based on her personality, but she was a white girl from the middle of America. And so she represented.
Slow that down real quick.
Thing that she said or was truly based on her personality, but she was a white girl from the middle of America.
Yeah, you know you done ruffled some feathers saying that one. A little white girl from the middle of America.
Probably is not fair to her because it was not anything that she said or was truly based on her personality, but she was a white girl from the middle of America. And so she represented a whole lot to a lot of people, whether that is truly what she prescribed to or not. We can all say she is a dynamic basketball player and a force both on the court and the marketing sense. But I do think same thing with folks that may have fallen in love with Angel Reese that may or may not have agreed with everything they had to say either. We attach our fandom to these icons for all types.
See, so here's the thing, right? Let me pull up this clip really quick too. Now, see, based off of this caption, little girls like Caitlin Clark, basically, because she's white. See, y'all know I'm not the biggest Clarky. I actually enjoy making fun of y'all sometimes because y'all are comedians. See, the thing is, right, to say that little girls like her because she's white, like, come on, sister. Monica McNutt, come on. It comes off as a little bit as a stretch, only because I'm pretty sure a lot of little girls, they like Asia Wilson. Pretty sure a lot of little girls like Angel Reese, which who has more followers than Caitlin Clark on Instagram, but that's neither here or there. And even in this clip right here, not to make it about race or anything, you can see she's white. As you can see, you know what I mean? Juju, she light skinned. She's the same skin as Jordan Poole, but she black. And you can see she's crying, meeting her idol, her favorite player at USC. Right? So the thing is, when you say little girls like her because she's white, it's like that's kind of a stretch. Because again, there's little girls that like Everybody, you know. So I say because she's white is it's a little much.
Anything that she said or was truly based on her personality, but she was a white girl from the middle of America.
A white girl from the middle of America. You know you ruffling up some feathers saying that one. Let me see if there's another clip of this. And shout out to them. But this is what I mean when I say sometimes it's forced hate.
Straight face. I'm gonna say this in a non-racial way, but it really is about race.
Listen to what he said.
I'm gonna say this in a non-racial way, but it really is about race.
Say the non-racial way, but a non-racial way, but it is about race.
Juju Watkins will be overrated and overhyped and get a great whistle for her entire career because of Caitlin Clark.
See, this is what I say. The hate is it's just, it gets to a point. It's forced. I said it. Juju Watkins hate is forced. I don't get it. Listen to what he said.
Juju Watkins will be overrated and overhyped and get a great whistle for her entire career because of Caitlin Clark. And get a great Juju Watkins will be overrated and
Overrated, overhyped, and get a greater whistle because of Caitlin Clark.
overhyped and get a great whistle for her entire career because of Caitlin Clark. Because they want to replace Caitlin Clark, the white woman, with a black woman.
Yeah, man, it gets to a point. It's just like this is. I told y'all this yesterday that Juju Watkins is the face of college. I understand she's gonna be out for a year. Shout out to Rob and Mark and Rob's Sports Showdown. But it gets to a point like overrated, overhyped, and will get a greater whistle because of Caitlin Clark. Because they want Juju to replace Caitlin Clark, the white woman. Huh? Yeah, man. It gets to a point. It's just forced hate. Like, it's just certain points where I just don't understand it. Like, what's up with the Juju hate? What is she doing to y'all? Just because, look, so who else are they gonna advertise? Like I said yesterday, Paige is on her way out. Flau'jae, I believe she might have one more year left. We seen what happened when Hannah had Doggo and the entire Notre Dame team just crumbled like cookies. And I mean, Juju's gonna be out for a year, but she's the face, bro. I have to embrace that. And now y'all saying that she's gonna get a greater whistle because of Caitlin Clark. That's why I tell you I make fun of y'all, bro. Y'all funny. Y'all like comedians to me. Where does that even come from? Overrated, overhyped, and will get a greater whistle because of Caitlin Clark. I'm speechless. I didn't see it all. I'm speechless. But anyways, that's it. We went over a lot today. This video is gonna come out the day of the Final Four. So I'm filming this April 3rd. It will come out April 4th. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you guys really appreciate it. Went over the brackets, Elite Eight, Final Four, any transfer portal madness news, this Caitlin Clark clip, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, man.